Wake up and be black in Chicago one day and go to one of the neighborhoods that you really love to go and eat some pasta. Like, take your black ass to them neighborhoods and see if people look at you the same way. Just see if people say hello to you the same way. Check and see if people are clenching their bag tighter. Check and see if people stop talking, having a conversation amongst each other while they're walking past you. Like, check and see if people get nervous because of you. Is it because this country's crazy, or is it because you're black? And black people are portrayed in the media as violent and uneducated, and you can't reason with some of these people.
The experience remains the same. It doesn't matter how safe signaling you are, you still gonna get
Mm-hmm.
you're still gonna
Mm-hmm.
get racially profiled. You're still gonna get stopped by the police. Perhaps moving to Chicago there was a bit of ease because I don't have a car,
Yeah.
and there's some safety in not having a car.
But there was part of you that's very hopeful that those things would not happen and that
Yeah,
people would be able
yeah,
to see the person you are.
yeah. And now you see that you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
So I guess in a way the glove is coming off, like I'm beginning to just kind of not give a shit anymore.
Any advice you'd have for non-African American counselors in better understanding some of these experiences and making room to bring these into therapy room?
For non-African American counselors, I think it's important for them to recognize that they may need to take the lead in opening up these conversations. The client may not be willing to just freely disclose things like if they've been racially profiled or what does it mean to be black, because those experiences can be very painful. So the therapist should use that or use the therapeutic space that they have, and also to some extent, the power that they have to be able to open up that conversation with African American clients. So I think that would be one recommendation that I have is just go straight to it and have that conversation with your client and not to be afraid of it.
Huh. Yeah, there may be some hesitancy or thinking, I'll let the client, if the client's having whatever issues, that's up to them to bring those issues. I shouldn't be uh, taking the lead. And I hear you saying if I'm understanding correctly, by taking the lead and asking them about whether they've had some of these experiences, it shows that you're attuned to them and their world, or you're trying to be. Am I hearing that correctly?
I think also where I'm going is challenging the way in which we focus on this concept of it's the individual in the room. If we recognize historically the collective experience of African Americans and realize that race and racism, at least here in the United States, have been part of that experience. I couldn't name one African American who haven't been impacted by racism in the past as well as today. So we go in there realizing that this client is an individual with a collective experience. We would know that we just have that conversation easily instead of this is this individual who's coming with a particular presenting problem.